this video is about U-turns. It's long-winded, it was not scripted. I've just spoke my thoughts as I went through it. I've done my best to edit it. If you look in the descriptions, there will be timestamps for different parts of the video where I talk about different things. The most important bit, I think, for most of you will be at the end, where I'll slow down my hand cam and show you the inputs with text on the screen on how to U-turn. That will probably be best for most of you. If you want to watch the whole thing, learn about U-turn and learn where it can be used, please watch the whole thing. It might be a bit long-winded and boring, but hopefully you get the information that you need. Hello. I know there's a lot of misconceptions about U-turning and what U-turning is and how to do it, and a lot of people are confused. I almost dropped my controller. So I'm gonna make a short video on what a U-turn is, how to do it, uses for it, and where you can practice. I'm gonna briefly go over uses because they can be used literally everywhere. I use it just all the time in my runs and just in my driving. What is a U-turn? A U-turn is, well, quite like literally what it states. It's a turn in the shape of a U, but it's actually a mechanic in the game. You don't just turn in the shape of a U trying to drive your best. You quite literally precisely take a U by pushing the right buttons on your controller. The reason we U-turn is because it's faster than just turning or hopping and turning. It's just more beneficial because it's quicker, and you get to keep reserves throughout doing it. You can get back to drifting, get back to power sliding, building up your reserves quicker by U-turning rather than just hopping around a corner and hoping. How do you know if you've done a U-turn correctly, if you've got some sort of idea? Well, an incorrect U-turn, which a lot of people do, is they hit the brake and they turn like this, and then they get all of their momentum like that. Yeah, I'll show you again, because that was not a good example. So they've got all of this speed, they jump up, and then like that, they turn in one place in a almost 180-degree angle. Now, the issue with that is if you have any reserves, again, this is incorrect. If you have any reserves, they're all gone. All you get is the boost from the hang time turbo. And you lose all your reserves, you lose all your speed, and it can be quicker. So this here is a correct U-turn. This is what it should be looking like. Now, with this U-turn, you get to keep your reserves, you can drift out of it, and honestly it's just smoother. Like, you see how much quicker I'm still moving towards where I'm trying to go. You can just see how much faster and more beneficial it is to U-turn like that instead of the not so fun way. So you must be wondering how you do this. It's actually quite complex. I will have to show what I can of a hand cam so you can see the inputs. They're not the easiest to do unless you drive with D-pad. I know a lot of people don't. I don't. I switch between D-pad to U-turn and then back to analog when I'm done with U-turning. Well, I kind of do both at the same time because it prioritizes D-pad input over stick input. But yeah, it makes it a lot more difficult to switch between stick and D-pad, which is why a lot of people like Retro. I know Retro runs his Nitro fueled speedrunner. He plays primarily on D-pad. He always uses the D-pad when he drives, and it's presumably for this reason. So I'm just going to switch to a hand cam so I can show you the inputs of the correct and incorrect. So I've just switched to a very, very, very shitty setup. I'm laying my webcam on top of a rack of CDs right now so you can see the controller. So this will hopefully show you the inputs of a U-turn and help you understand better on what you should be doing. So this is what a lot of people do with the incorrect U-turn. They'll come up, they'll use their brake, and then they'll let go of the brake, like this. Which is what you're trying to avoid, because you're losing reserves. And and then they will obviously accelerate before they hit the ground so they can get the hang time turbo, which isn't ideal. What we're looking for in a U-turn is this motion. So what happened there was I let go of accelerate and I put my thumb on the handbrake, and then while my thumb was on the handbrake I pushed down and right on the D-pad so I could U-turn to the right. I also moved my finger over to the analog, but that's just how I do it. This is not necessary, you do not need to use the analog, but because I'm switching between analog and D-pad, that makes me feel more comfortable. The controller prioritizes your D-pad inputs over your analog inputs. So the second I let go of the D-pad, it switches to wherever I'm holding my left stick, which is how I know that I'm still going the right way, and it helps me like recover smoother. I can try and show you without the stick like this, but obviously it's not more difficult. I do it like that because it just feels better for me, it feels smoother for me. So I'm hopping with R to get the height, and then using the D-pad to U-turn while holding the handbrake, and before I touch the ground I am hitting accelerate again. If at any time you press the accelerate button while holding the handbrake button, you will lose all of your reserves, which obviously is not good. Now this can be done out of a hop. You can simply get some reserves, hop and do it. Doesn't matter if you've got height. Sorry, I'm moving my hands around while I'm playing. Yeah, it does not matter if you have height. You can quite simply hop and U-turn and it will still work. You can U-turn on the ground like this. See the angle that I've gone in. However, if you U-turn on the ground, you will lose your reserves. They will not stay for long like this. You will very quickly run out of speed and then run out of reserves as a result, which is why when we do it, we try and do it in the air so we can keep hold of our reserves. See, that was a bad U-turn there because you saw the little camera jolt. Yeah, that fluid U motion is what you're looking for when you're U-turning. Good places to practice that are obviously Cortex Castle here. And Dragon Mines is another good place to practice. I'll just quickly cut over to Dragon Mines and show you what I mean. So the reason that I say Dragon Mines is a good place to practice this is because there's the wooden floorboard like spiral you have to get up. I'm driving rather sloppy now, trying to make sure that my camera's in focus. This spiral here, you can hop and use U-turns to get up here, but this will teach you how to hop while you U-turn. I'm not very good. It's a lot easier to do when you're actually doing a race, but you can see there how I was hopping and U-turning. Another place to where it's used specifically is in Hot Air Skyway for the hairpin. I'll quickly show you the hairpin now. So there's multiple places in Hot Air Skyway where it can be used. One place is right at the start here. There's the big old spiral going down. It's faster to U-turn with multiple hops down this bit because you take the inside corner. And then the next place is Keeping Blue Fire here. It's pretty much necessary to U-turn to keep it around that corner. A place I like to use it is here, because I don't go for the jump. So I do that to keep on that corner there. And then this hairpin here is the important place, because using it you can jump this whole corner. I usually hop after and get another U-turn, because then I don't fall off the track. And then Keeping Blue Fire is difficult, but using U-turns it becomes much easier. That was almost a perfect lap for blue fire. So again, in tight corners, when you're going at high speeds, you can U-turn to keep your reserves. So you can keep blue fire, you can keep sacred fire. Obviously this will be much easier if you drive with the D-pad. This is just one of many examples where a track uses U-turns a lot. Got a new high score? Just trying to show you how to U-turn.